You're back on the Real Leel Show, and it's time to get into more topics. I have a special guest on the show, and I have my regular co-host on the show, Craig Mahal here.
Yep.
Melanie's not in the building. My guy Rule's over here. How's everything going, man?
Chilling.
I'm glad you pulled up today. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice day today. It was a very nice day today.
Pretty nice day.
It
A
was.
little cold this weekend, but you know.
You know, that's what I
practice
don't like
day.
about the weather. It's always changing. It's so bipolar, it's just unbelievable. I mean, 1 minute is cold, 1 minute is not. I mean, can the weather just make up its mind
Well,
already?
you can't bet on the weather.
Exactly. You
No,
can't.
no.
You can't at all.
My name is Amaru Jones from Huntington, Long Island. Grew up down south most of my life, so it was a little different upbringing than the New York lifestyle. Go to Cortland, political science major, Africana studies minor. So always been big into politics since I was little. Always been a reader. Always been into things that can affect everyday people. So yeah.
I like to hear that. A lot of people don't read. A lot of people don't read. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just don't want to pick up a book, turn the page, and read, which is unbelievable. But you know, that's a society that we are heading towards. But you know, you said you're a political science major. This is something that you want to do. Politics. You want to get into politics in the future.
Yeah, politics has always been a thing with me. Relatively, I always try to stay away from it, like growing up, but like I feel like I was always drawn to it. Always with like the director of minority relations for my town, always talking to town council people, town council women, just trying to make things better for myself and the peers around me. So like young people can have a voice.
What do you think about because a lot of people, and obviously we're going to get into the presidential election, but a lot of people seem to underestimate the power of just voting locally and affecting local change, like voting for the mayor, you know, the councils and stuff like that. What do you think about that? Do you think people should, you know, we have to, you know, look at the president's presidency and vote there, but we also should take initiative in our own neighborhoods?
Oh yeah, that's you right on point with it. I feel like a lot of people underestimate like how much of a voice you actually have. Like for example, a lot of people don't vote for Congress, and let's just say you vote for a president like Barack Obama, and say the whole entire Congress is Republican. So he doesn't really have that much sway because the Congress is Republican. Now you have the voice and the vote to choose those congressmen
Exactly.
and congresswomen that are there. And people just kind of forget about that, and they are the ones that's pushing the laws, changing everyday life, and people are just like not listening to them.
In the words of Kanye, you don't have the answer, sway. Yeah, I mean that's how it is. You can't sway when you have a president in a totally opposite party. It's hard to get things passed. But let's shift gears here. Let's talk about the presidential election. And the candidates. Obviously, right now we have candidates that's dropping like flies. I mean, it's crazy. We had Elizabeth Warren drop. We had Michael Bloomberg. He's dropping, and a lot of people are starting to drop. Who do you think have the best chance to dethrone Donald Trump, if anybody does? Or do you think Donald Trump is? I mean, it's almost clear cut. He's gonna, you know, have another term.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a shot. I feel like Bernie could definitely get him. He has like a lot of sway with young people, young-minded people, and young voters. Very radical. So there's two people on different sides of the spectrum. So like Donald Trump, a lot of people believe he's a radical person, while Bernie Sanders is also radical in his beliefs. So it's kind of like who's going to be like more radical to get the win for him all. So I feel like I feel like he really has a shot though to dethrone him or things like that. But I also could say that a lot of people agree with Donald Trump's rhetoric and what he says, not necessarily believe like I do, but a lot of people do believe that that's just a fact of the matter. So I feel like this is going to be a good one. It's going to be very competitive. It's going to show who really has like the real voice of the country at this point.
So, if there's a candidate out here that you're looking at per se, who would you say you would vote for if the election started today?
I feel like I can't really answer that right now. I've been
Right to that question.
I'm trying to know before you go to the polls in that booth.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like it's been like jumping back for a lot of people. I feel like a lot of different people have great like ideologies about certain things, especially like in the liberal side or like the Democratic side. I believe that Bernie has great beliefs. I really like Elizabeth Warren. things like that. I just feel like it's always just like up and down. Like it depends on at the end of the day, like when like everybody's agenda is actually done, who am I actually gonna vote for? And I got to see both sides of the spectrum. I'm a person that don't matter. I kind of look past political parties and things like that. Whoever falls in line with my beliefs, which I feel like everybody should follow. You shouldn't be like a yes man or a yes woman to anything. You shouldn't fall in line just because somebody tell you to. But if somebody falls in line with your beliefs, you shouldn't feel guilty for voting for them. But like I feel like there's a lot of liberal people that I agree with right now, and I really enjoy them. So.
See, my thing is, I would say, I kind of want Bernie Sanders to win. I'm not gonna lie, but I just don't know like how Bernie Sanders he'll say a few things,
Thanks.
and guys will ask him how is that possible? How you gonna make these things happen? And I just don't feel like I get an answer, a certain answer. Let's take for example, you tell your girl, right? I'm gonna take you out for Valentine's Day,
Right.
but you're in Africa, the motherland. How I'm gonna take you out when Valentine's Day is 2 days later? How am I gonna get to the States and do that? You know what I'm saying? If I ain't booked a flight yet.
Yeah.
So that's how I sum up Bernie Sanders. It's like, yeah, what you saying, it makes sense. It makes me want to dance and do the cha-cha slide and do the Macarena, but how is it gonna be passed? Would you say the same thing?
Yeah, a lot of people, that's the real nervous part about Bernie Sanders. I really love, like, when he pushes free college, free things like that, but when people ask him questions like, how you gonna do it, it's always a little, like vague, the answer. And I feel like if he could ever, like, find that type of way to do that, I feel like people will automatically vote for him. But it's just a vague response. I've also heard people, which I don't necessarily agree with, I kind of look past appearance, but they also say that he doesn't look very presidential person. Like if you look at Barack Obama, you look at JFK, you look at these individuals that look like somebody like somebody that controls this country and things like that. But I feel like once he get those questions figured out, I think he could real life like steal the show and things like that.
Is there anything about Bernie Sanders' age that may concern you? Because a lot of people, they like to throw that in there. Well, the guy is old, and I would say being a president is no easy job at all. I mean, look at Barack Obama's head when he finished. It was great all over.
Every president.
50 Shades of Grey. You know what I'm saying? It was all over. So, does that concern you at all? Because they asked him to bring out his medical records, and I see a lot of those tactics in politics. Just bashing the other person. You know how Donald Trump did it with Hillary's emails and stuff like that. What do you think about his age and that whole bashing process?
I feel like age shouldn't be like a big thing, but it also be something that you should take into consideration when somebody's voting for him. Because like if he really has like these medical problems, I wouldn't vote somebody in. But I'm also a person that believes that if he's the best person that's available, best candidate, I'm gonna vote for him. It doesn't matter about any of that. It just, if it happens like that, it just happens like that. And the bashing thing, something I do not agree with. I don't like attacking somebody's character rather than their policies that they're pushing forward. But I also, in a weird way, if it combats with their views. So like, say for instance, when like the Hillary with the email thing, if it's facts or truth to that, it shouldn't be kind of like it should be brought to light. And I just feel like but the way he brought it to light shouldn't be in the form of bashing. He should say that like in a policy. It's like, that's why I feel like a lot of people, like the way he says things is like not politically correct. But if there was a way that he could have brought it to the light in a different way, it could have changed it. So
I mean, I'm skeptical of saying age ain't nothing but a number because I'm not R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that I am a little bit concerned about his age. Let me get that information.
Actually, I know he's up there though.
Yeah, I know he has to be like. I'm about to find out right now because, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you have the first term, which is 4 years,
Right.
but then we talking about 8 years. He's 78 years old. So if let's say he wins, and then you got 2 terms, the brother gonna be well into his 80s. So that kind of scares me with Bernie. But Craig, you have any questions or any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking off air a little bit, and I was saying that like I don't really dive too much into politics, so I don't want to like get up here and make myself sound like a fool and stuff. Like, what I can say is that like I definitely think that it's time for a change. I'm not a huge fan of where our country has gotten in terms of, I feel like we're very separated. And going back to what you said about how some people don't think Bernie like maybe looks like a president or like looks like someone that would run a country. Like, I don't think our president right now really seems like someone that should run a country. You know, the way he carries himself and the way he speaks is just very disrespectful at certain times. Very, I don't know, immature, in my opinion. And yeah, I don't really agree with where it's gotten our country thus far. So I do think that it's time for a change.
And I totally agree with you with that. I mean, the
100%.
country's separated.
Yeah.
It really is. What are your thoughts on the like how he said? What do you think the country is right now?
I feel like this. All right, so he got elected when we were our freshman years of college.
Yeah, definitely.
And during that time period, there was so many things that was happening. I transferred here to Cortland from Harvard
Same
College.
as me.
Transferred. So Harvard College, private school. And when he got elected, I just felt like there was so much like a lot of like separateness from on campus with things. Black girls getting chased by guys with like American flags, pickup trucks, chasing them out in neighborhoods and things like that. And I feel like the rhetoric that he says is making this happen. I don't care what anybody says about it. It's the way he's saying it that is affecting the people. And people could say like, no, he's just not politically correct. No, he's just not correct at all. I think that's the issue that people would have with that. And it just affected us from my freshman year even to senior year. Like I just feel like you couldn't. Sometimes I couldn't even like say at a table with somebody that had like agreed with his views because of how he proposed his views on people. So like I don't know. I just couldn't agree with anything like that.
And you know what's crazy? One person that I do not like I said, I don't want to get into Trump much because, you know, I just don't know what to say because I do like some of the tactics that he does have as far as the economy,
yes,
and stuff like that. But there's other stuff that I really don't agree with at all. So, you know, I'm skeptical. You know what I'm saying? I'm skeptical. I'm the person that if there's somebody running the country, like I don't want to be the one to get on a bandwagon and bashing the person that's running the country. I like to give that person a shot or at least have a little hope for the person that he could turn things around. And I was on that wave even when he won the election. I remember when he won, there was a lot of people booking their trips to Africa or talking about it. Oh, I'm out of here. But I was like, you know what? Let's just see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? And what he has done now, that's up for the American people to decide what that is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to decide. I'm just a radio host trying to, you know, get my little thoughts and stuff like that. But one person that I'm not a big fan of is Joe Biden. I mean, to me, the guy's... I mean, to have a speech and not even know what state you're in, I mean, come on.
Oh, man. I think he messed himself up big time with that one.
Yeah, definitely.
But
big mess up.
Yeah, there's no... I can't even explain.
There's no coming back from that.
Yeah, like
really.
But the crazy part about it, there's been other presidents and presidential candidates that have done the same thing, and people would still vote for them and things like that. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. So, but Joe Biden, I was like, he was never a person that like stood out to me. Like, I don't see him like hitting like the ground running with people at all, and like helping people like how he should. Like, I feel like I've seen Bernie Sanders everywhere. Even at his age, he's everywhere trying to make a difference. That's why I could like show love to the effort that he's showing. But I feel like Joe Biden, every time I see him, he's smiling on a picture.
Or sleeping when somebody's giving a speech. I seen him doze off a few times.
Yeah, like I feel like I don't know. Like I just feel like he's just like...
We don't need you sleeping and cozy in that office chair.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? In that Oval Office. I think the brother would get too comfortable. He'll be taking a nap all the time. You know what I'm saying? There's war. Oh, President, there's a war going on. Sleep. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I want to say is I don't see Barack Obama even endorsing Joe Biden. That's the thing about it. You would think because Obama have a big fan base, which he do, you would think that, you know, that was the vice president, he would be endorsing him. I don't see that.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, if he can't endorse you, I know I can't.
Yeah, so, exactly.
I know I can't. So
yeah.
if your right-hand man that was in the Oval Office with you can't endorse you for your presidential thing, and your presidential bid.
It says a lot.
Yeah, it says a lot. It says a lot. I don't have to, I don't even have to look into what you're talking about. If you're supposed to be your man's like your best friend or whatever in the office, and he can't endorse you. I'm fine with that. I'm good. I'm looking at the other candidates.
And we ain't endorsing him here on the Real Lil Show tonight. We definitely ain't doing that. Well, you know, it's very rare we talk politics on this show, so I'm glad that we touching on it a little bit. You know, I'm doing something new. But call up, you feel me? You gotta do the move. You know what I'm saying? Doing something new. Get a little spin on it.